안녕하십니까. 사와디캅, 수스타이. Beloved brothers and sisters, how are you? I know you are all still facing a lot of difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, I want to wish all our blessed families good health under the protection of our Heavenly Parents. As I think you all know, the providence of restoration does not stop, so we must all keep going. Therefore, I think this third CheonBo family training session is significant and important. I hope that today's training session will provide practical help to our blessed families. Also, I would like to thank Leo Angelo, President of FFWPU, Philippines, for taking the time to prepare his special lecture for us. First, I will read a passage from True Parents' words. You have to be a person who can stand in a most difficult position and take responsibility for difficult tasks. In order to achieve the goal, we have to move forward endlessly. We must achieve your objective. 아주. This was part of True Father's message when he visited Japan during the Asian portion of his first world tour. 8 countries starting in September 1965 with a stop in New Delhi, India, followed by Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Japan. I think this is a precious passage that reminds us of the mindset we should strive to keep as we walk on the path of restoration. Recently, True Mother has repeatedly been emphasizing march forward, march forward, march forward. Despite the limitation of this corona era, True Mother is leading an amazing providence through the rally of hope. Please give a round of applause to True Parents. Thank you very much. Today, we are going to take some time to think together about CheonBo, Heavenly Treasure. As a family blessed by heaven, have you found Heavenly Treasure? The hope of foreign people is to meet true parents and receive the blessing and become blessed central families. Then what is the hope of our blessed families? Yes, that's right. By fulfilling our mission as heavenly tribal messiahs and investing all our 정성 in attending true parents, the blessed family can become CheonBo families. However, we often forget what the treasure is and what kind of life we have to live to become CheonBo family. What is the most precious treasure that our heavenly parents and true parents have given us? In order for us to understand this, we must first reflect again on what we mean when we say the hope of a blessed family is to be a CheonBo family. Our blessed families must grow internally while completing the mission of blessing 430 couples horizontally and 430 generations of ancestors vertically. By meeting true parents and receiving the marriage blessing, we inherit true life, true love, and true lineage. It is our responsibility to nurture, protect, and expand this precious gift. I think our treasure from heaven can be found within ourselves. The first step toward change and growth is to know exactly who we are, to know our true self. We have to face reality. We need to recognize realistically what it can do and cannot do. You may wonder what I'm talking about. in the society we live in, what is it that we can control as we please? We have relationships with a lot of people during our lives. But if we think about it, no matter how much we try, we cannot control anyone. The only thing we can control is our own effort and mindset. Each of us can choose and control our own way of thinking, our passion, our advanced preparation, and our way of responding to what happens. This means that the place we must devote all our energy mentally, physically, and emotionally is to our inner self, because there is a real treasure within each of us. There is saying, heaven helps those who help themselves. It is important to be diligent when we do things we have to do. Without action and practice, without 정성 and effort, we cannot achieve anything. Even if we are dealing with a difficult environment or situation and we cannot handle it alone, we need to maintain the attitude that we will strive and sweat to move forward step by step. We must be grateful that we have to be given the responsibility to do something. We should feel how grateful we are to be in a position where we can be the master of our own life and are not confined to the life of a servant who can only do what the master tells him to do. No matter how much we complain about other people, it's no use. They only make people on us feel bad. What we have to do is reflect on our own lives. We have to check up every day on our mindset toward what we are doing and what we are trying to accomplish. And finally, we have to make sure that we are working hard. Who is it that knows first whether you are working in proper direction? That's right. You know it best. That is why we must try to be truthful with ourselves. You should try to keep your conscience clear. If you have deceived yourself once, then twice, and begin to turn a blind eye to who you really are, you may suddenly find yourself wandering far away from the path of restoration. As a result of human fall, everyone has within them a voice filled with disbelief and skepticism. Most of the time, we don't hear our inner voice saying, "What a fool I am," or "I can't do it." But on days when we get tired and have difficulties, this voice of disbelief gets loud. When everything starts to get hard physically, mentally, and emotionally, and things go contrary to your plan, your negative inner voice begins to come to you loudly. This is why we must frequently take the time to reflect and get to know and recognize our true inner selves. If we do this, we can be humble. We can focus on what we have to do. We can get to know our values properly and become able to focus on what we can really do. Then we realize that we already have the treasure of heaven, and we'll see that it is up to us to grow and develop that treasure first. The way to develop ourselves and become CheonBo families is related to our mindset and to our actions and practice. Through parents taught us that the way to deal with life is must follow the motto, invest everything you have. That's right. You have to do your best. Nothing can be accomplished without effort. Moreover, the process of becoming a CheonBo family is not something that can be achieved without a great deal of sweat and tears. But I'm sure we can achieve it because true parents are with us. 아주? Yes, 아주. Let's pull together, united in the name of God, and march forward to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth. Beloved brothers and sisters, we have heard lots of good teachings and advice. But even though we have heard it, it's not that simple to put it into practice. As the saying goes, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So start by doing something small. No matter how small or insignificant it is, we can feel true happiness when we work for the sake of others. Finally, I recommend that you sit a quiet place and take 10 minutes a day to set aside what is on your mind and meditate, reflecting on your day. I hope all of you can keep your spiritual and focus on the work of heaven. I hope that all of us who are here will once again gain better wisdom to grow toward becoming CheonBo families through this CheonBo family education program. Try to follow the advice of Mahatma Gandhi. Live as if you are going to die tomorrow. Run as if you are going to live forever. I'm rooting for you to feel the joy of running and do your best with every day that you are given. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.